Now, with what you need to know when you head to the beach, from shark sightings to rip currents, Morgan Norwood is back, coming to us from Rockaway Beach in Queens. I hope we did not make you walk from that other live shot, Morgan, with the tips for your beach safety day.
Janae, good morning. That's right. Memorial Day marks the unofficial start to summer, right? And pretty soon, beaches just like this all across America will be full of beachgoers. And this morning, from sharks to swimming, even rip currents, officials want you to beware of the dangers lurking within these waters, but then also know what to do as well.
With millions of Americans beach-bound this Memorial Day weekend, this morning, experts urging beachgoers to keep an eye out for sharks. It comes after several recent sightings near Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Experts say it's that time of year when sharks typically feed on seals close to shore. But in rare instances, sharks have attacked humans.
I knew immediately, I got to get back in the boat.
24-year-old Marlon Wakeman bitten after falling into a shark-infested marina in the Bahamas earlier this month.
Obviously, it was terrifying, yes. Very, very scary.
And to avoid encounters like this, experts say never swim alone, stay in shallow water, and avoid swimming in areas where you see seals or people fishing. You can also check the Sharktivity app for shark sightings in your area.
If you're swimming at a beach where there's been a sighting in the last few weeks, it means there's sharks that use that area.
New York deploying high-tech drones to spot sharks in the water and swimmers in distress, with one of the biggest contributors being rip currents, like the one that exhausted this teen in Florida this week.
I yelled for him to swim to me, and his response was, I can't, I don't have enough energy.
And while this teen and those 3 rescuers made it out of the water okay, safety experts warn attempting a water rescue is harder than you think.
Do not go in if you're not a trained professional, because there's a lot of factors that happen. Is if you're in that turbulent wave. Another thing that you might encounter is that person panicking, and they're just clawing at you and climbing on you.
So how do you spot a rip current? Well, you want to look for where the waves aren't breaking. Those calm-looking areas, those are rip currents.
Promise me you guys will never get in where you see an area like that.
And if you're caught in one, the key here is do not panic or swim against the current, as our Matt Gutman demonstrated in 2022.
You start to exhaust yourself, and that's when it's harder to stay above water.
Instead, the first thing to do is flip and float to calm yourself. Then swim parallel to shore until you feel that current stop pulling. Then swim at an angle back to dry land. And if you can't get out, just float on your back and signal for help.
And look, it's not just rip currents and sharks that you need to be mindful of. Remember, sand castles and sand holes can be equally as dangerous. Remember, just a few months ago, a little girl tragically lost her life when a sand hole collapsed on top of her. But remember, with all of these dangers, it's important to swim near a lifeguard, but then also be mindful of the postage flags. You want to treat it like a red light. If you see a red flag, that obviously means do not go into the water. So be safe this weekend and on Memorial Day. Guys.
Some really important advice there.
And Morgan, you mentioned digging in the sand. I always tell my kids, and that's what experts say, no deeper than the knees of the smallest person digging. Yes. So remember that out there this weekend.
Well, you got a really small one now.
Yeah.